only professional institution represent
in national development. These contributions.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Lifetime Service Award. The Surveyors Institute of Sri Lanka proudly presented to Mr. M. Alutantri. Congratulations. Let's give a warm round of applause. He will do, Mr. Nagakira.
බ්‍රිතාන්‍ය පාලන කාලය තුල ස්ථාපිත කරපු ආයතනයක්. ඒකත් එක්ක
I'm extremely pleased to join you today as you celebrate the centenary of the Surveyors Institute of Sri Lanka. This occasion marks a significant milestone celebrating 100 years of professional excellence, leadership and dedication to the advancement of the surveying profession in Sri Lanka. Over the past century, the Institute has played a significant role in promoting professional standards, supporting the development of surveying practice, and contributing to the nation's broader development. This achievement reflects the collective commitment of generations of surveying professionals whose knowledge, expertise, and dedication have strengthened both the profession and the country's progress, and we just celebrated the work of 3 of those professionals. Surveying is one of the fundamental professions that underpins a nation's development. Although much of that work remains unseen by the public, its influence is evident in nearly every aspect of national growth, supporting sustainable development, effective land management, and the successful implementation of infrastructure and development projects. Behind every well-planned city, protected forest, agricultural development, and secure land title lies the expertise of skilled surveyors. The history of the Surveyors Institute of Sri Lanka is closely intertwined with the history of our nation's development. Established in 1926, a small group of licensed surveyors came together to form the Ceylon Licensed Surveyors Association, which is known today as the Surveyors Institute of Sri Lanka. Since the colonial period, surveyors supported land administration and private land development, while in the years leading to independence and beyond, their role expanded significantly to underpin the country's agricultural and irrigation projects, settlements, and infrastructure development. As extensive land development programs were launched, surveyors became indispensable partners in planning and implementation. Since back then, the profession has continued to support many of the country's landmark development initiatives, including the Mahavali Development Program, land settlement schemes, the implementation of the Land Reform Commission programs, the systematic cadastre and title registration program, and the construction of Sri Lanka's expressways, major reservoirs, irrigation canals, and other nationally significant infrastructure projects. Major infrastructure and irrigation projects across the country highlight the indispensable role of surveying in national development. These contributions include supporting the government's land titling program by carrying out surveys for approximately 50,000 land parcels annually across the country and facilitating secure land ownership and effective land administration. Surveyors have also undertaken surveys of more than 100 irrigation tanks in the north central and northern provinces to support irrigation development and water resource management. The Rajarata Canal project, which conveys water from the Moragahakanda Reservoir to Huruluava in the Anuradhapura district, includes a long underground tunnel where surveyors continuously monitor the tunnel's alignment and gradient to ensure excavation accuracy. Their expertise, your expertise, has been instrumental in major infrastructure projects, including surveys for the expressways. These development projects demonstrate the indispensable role of surveyors whose precise measurements and technical expertise ensure that ambitious national projects are executed safely and accurately. These achievements remind us that professional institutions are not merely representative bodies for their members. They are valuable partners in national policy, institutional reform, and sustainable development. And I think our Deputy Minister's call was for better cooperation and collaboration between the ministry, between our development projects and this institute. Today, the role of surveyors extends far beyond measuring land boundaries. Around the world, advances in satellite technology, geographic information systems, remote sensing, artificial intelligence, drones, and digital mapping are transforming how governments plan cities, manage natural resources, respond to disasters, and deliver public services. Reliable geospatial information has become an essential national asset. The Centenary theme, Beyond Boundaries, Beyond Horizons, Mapping the World's Destiny, reflects the institution's commitment to embracing innovation and addressing emerging challenges and opportunities in an ever-evolving global landscape. For Sri Lanka, this transformation presents also an important opportunity. As we work towards economic recovery, growth, and sustainable development, we must build institutions that are efficient, transparent, and digitally connected. Our government is committed to strengthening digital governance across all sectors, including land administration. We recognize that an integrated, accurate, and accessible land information system is fundamental to good governance and long-term national planning. Achieving this vision requires close collaboration between government institutions, the private sector, and professional bodies such as yours, if we are to make sure that this priority remains on the table. As climate change increasingly affects our communities through floods, droughts, coastal erosion, and other environmental challenges, geospatial science will become even more important. The recent cyclone Ditwa and the devastating floods that followed reminded us that the true measure of recovery lies not in the speed of reconstruction, but in the quality, resilience, and sustainability of what we rebuild. Many homes, public buildings, roads, and community infrastructure suffered severe damage, and in numerous instances, the destruction was intensified by poor site selection, inadequate planning, weak construction standards, and insufficient consideration of natural hazards. These experiences have reinforced for all of us an important lesson, that rehabilitation alone is not enough. Reconstruction must be guided by sound planning, accurate geospatial data, and professional surveying to ensure that infrastructure is safe, resilient, and built to appropriate standards. Surveyors, therefore, you play a critical role in disaster recovery and climate resilience. From identifying safe locations for rebuilding, defining flood-prone and landslide risk areas, and establishing accurate land boundaries, to supporting engineering design and infrastructure development, your expertise ensures that the public investments are sustainable and that communities are better protected against future disasters. Evidence-based planning and accurate mapping will help us build resilient infrastructure, protect vulnerable communities, and make informed decisions for future generations. The future of your profession depends on a new generation of surveyors who are equipped not only with strong technical knowledge, but also with integrity, adaptability, innovation, and a deep commitment to public service. They will enter a profession that is evolving rapidly, shaped by advances in geospatial technologies, artificial intelligence, remote sensing, drones, satellite positioning systems, digital twins, and data analytics. To remain relevant in this changing landscape, young professionals must embrace lifelong learning, continuously adapt their technical competence, and develop the ability to work across disciplines with engineers, planners, environmental scientists, architects, and policymakers. At the same time, they will face increasingly complex national and global challenges: climate change, rapid urbanization, food and water security, disaster risk reduction, environmental conservation, and the growing demand for efficient digital land administration will require surveyors to play a far greater role than ever before. It will involve providing the accurate spatial information needed to support evidence-based policymaking, sustainable infrastructure development, climate resilience, and ensure equitable land access and resources to all of our citizens. I therefore encourage the Surveyors Institute of Sri Lanka to continue strengthening professional education, promoting research and innovation, expanding opportunities for practical training and international collaboration, and ensuring that young surveyors have access to emerging technologies and global best practices. As much as we celebrate the last 100 years and your legacy, I think it is important to look to the next 100 years and how much things will change and whether you are ready to face those changes. As you celebrate this historic centenary, let us look ahead with confidence. I congratulate the Surveyors Institute of Sri Lanka on this remarkable milestone and wish you, the Institute, much success as it begins its second century of service to our country. Thank you very much, and I wish all of you a very pleasant evening.